Loose man in defence. Pittard's a loose man in defence.
Pittard's a loose man.
Third term underway. Blustery conditions at Amy Stadium. And Logan into the middle. Tries to burrow his way through, and that was good work by Thomas.
Throw is being called.
Tell you what, behind the scenes, Bradley and Pittard and that are going at it now at centre-half back. It is on behind the play.
And in the meantime, Robertson breaks.
Now, Chaplin's going to push from the wing to be the loose man in defence, but the challenge is that they've got Fife as his direct opponent.
Pittard almost got in the way of Bradley. Trengove will go back to Pittard, somewhat undecided. Boak did really well to control it and give it off to Carlisle, who drills the ball down low. A wonderful mark by Schultz, leading goal scorer for Port Adelaide last year. And they have numbers at centre-half back. And further afield is Moore. Down the line, working hard to find some room is Logan. He can drill it to Gray, took it cleanly and wheels around. This is promising, can go deep to Westhoff, one out. Good use of the body.
Well, they were patient with their build-up, weren't they? Good foot skills, play on football, switched the play early, got it from half-back. And Robbie Gray has been pretty dangerous when it has got down there. He's been one of the forwards who has stood up, and Westhoff just good body work.
And they were patient with the transfer of play, sure. They just moved the ball, they hit their targets, and they found the right one in Westhoff.
Already has a goal, Westhoff, in that second quarter. Needs to kick the goal. It works late. That would have been a great start for Port Adelaide.
Hit it pretty well, didn't he? But the wind did get hold of it. Now let's see if Port Adelaide, who have set up with a press, can actually make it work. Probably a little bit deep for Shuri, that back line. Sort of half-pregnant press. Doesn't work.
Duffield, a chipping ball to Ballantyne. And this is good pressure by Port Adelaide. Good work by Moore. Strong tackle. .31 lead to Fremantle at quarter time. 7 goals to 2, and we extended that. The main break, 53-point margin, 5 goals to 3. And it's all about pride for Port Adelaide this afternoon. Westhoff was thrown out of the pack with no possession. He did well to go back and get it. Gave it off to Corns. High ball, barely the distance. Chaplin is a forward. Phillips is there. It's still alive, back of the pack. Robbie Gray slams it through.
Nice work from Port Adelaide. You can only start by kicking goals. They've won more contested ball. They've won all the key indicators for the first 5 minutes of this quarter. And they've now got one on the board.
Well, that was Westhoff clearance then. Robbie Gray just got behind the defenders. But, yeah, great pressure in their forward line. This was missing in the first half. See Chaplin in the contest here as a forward, so I'd like to see that move. Matty Primus has thrown a few around coming into the second half.
We've got extra men in the square right now. Chaplin has just pushed in. So he's on to Pavlich, as you can see, left of the centre bounce.
Robbie Gray's first goal for the afternoon. And his best against Fremantle, 21 possessions, 2 goals, round 19, 2009. A trail by 46 points. Logan continues to work at ground level. It bobbles out in the path of Ballantyne. Good chase by Pittard. Ballantyne got it back to Duffield. He'll go to Main beautifully. Straight down the corridor. Main can go long to Bradley.
Beautiful kick from Duffield then.
I was just watching Chaplin running with Pavlich. He wouldn't have done as much running as I think Pavlich is intending him to do.
Has 2. Will kick from well outside 50. Wind behind him. Close to the man on the mark. And it is wide. Fife leading possession winner on the ground with 17. 16 to Crowley and McFarlane, as well as Nick Lower. And Broadbent with 17 and Robbie Gray with 13.
Well, they've been red hot on the 50 today. I suspect we're going to see it right across the weekend, but players trying to crib, and Daniel Motlop, Shuri, for a change up in the back half.
Yeah, well, I don't know whether he's going to stay there because you know he can kick goals, but well done. Good team orientation in the handball and in the shepherd.
Nice movement to Chaplin. Motlop deep. Forward is Chaplin. Darting ball's beautiful.
They've taken the foot off the pedal there, Freo, but well done to Port Adelaide. We wanted to see this, Jared.
Well, it was a great challenge for both clubs. One for Port Adelaide to lift, and the other one for Freo not to have put the cue in the rack.
The importance of getting it into a good use of the ball with Hamish Hartlett spotting up Chaplin was good. Now Robbie Gray, he's got one in this third term. An important kick. Trailing by 47. Must kick the goal. Does kick the goal. Back-to-back goals for Port.
Well, you were right, Swatter. Just a good movement of play. Here we can see the free kick. Kepler Bradley, there was no play on, so you cannot go over the mark. You can't even try and hedge a player in. But well done to Motlop, the handball, and then the shepherd off the play to allow Hartlett to use it well. Chaplin's had his impact early in this game, in this half, being pushed onto the ball to play on Pavlich. And Robbie Gray, 2 early goals. Well done to Port Adelaide. Good start.
Quiet last week against Sydney with just 10 possessions, but he's got 2 important goals this afternoon.
See if they get the next one, sure.
It's on.
Be interesting. Hamish Hartlett playing loose man in defence.
Starting to get some important clearances. Boat got it to Jasper Pittard, and the young man in his debut season takes it upon himself, unloads from outside 50, and there you go, Jared.
Nice conversion by Jasper and a good centre clearance, and all of a sudden, Shuri, there's the energy in the middle of the ground from Port Adelaide.
Now watch Daniel Motlop here, Jared. A little shepherd here. Look at this. Just allowed Pittard the time to run there with the tackle being on his back. Not a great chase anyway, but hey, all team orientation, they're back in it.
I know they got the win in the last quarter. And Jasper, well, he wants a bit of forward action as well. It's the old backs play forward, forwards play back. Works every time.
Opening 3 goals to Port Adelaide. What a great way to start this third term. Pittard with his first this afternoon.
I think we did that in the schoolyard, didn't we? Swap it over, backs to the forward and the forward to the backs.
Jeez, it's actually working pretty well right now.
Great strategy.
Chaplin again, had it, lost it. Mundy was clean, got it to Pavlich. And toe poked it to half forward, but Hartlett's been important as well. As has Pittard. Forward and back, he can do it anywhere. Jasper. Carlisle, they're spreading better, Shuri.
Well, all of a sudden, Swatter, they got the numbers around the ball.
Yep. And that was a nice try by Moore, but it'll come back.
Well, they're set up with an extra out on the wing. If he crosses the play, they will whip it over there pretty quickly. Hasn't seen it, now he has.
And it's well picked up, Jared. And Pearce traverses the defensive 50. Brogan was short, but Pettigrew chipping ball. Poor decision.
That was a stinker, that kick.
Brogan was on for the short. You could have linked up then, but that was horrible.
It was nice work by Carlisle and energetic chase by Phillips. Eventually Fife, normally a good user, and he's not on this occasion. And here go Port Adelaide. They've kicked the opening 3, and that's a bad mistake again. Johnson. Looping handball from Pavlich. And eventually it goes to Clancy Pearce. The kick was from Ibbotson. It was good. The third terms have been their best, Port Adelaide.
Too easy.
Over the top of the goal square. Hayden Ballantyne wanted it.
Well, Pettigrew was caught in between Main and Ballantyne, and he couldn't influence either part of the play there because he had to hedge his bets. Didn't get a lot of help from his teammates, either midfielders or defenders pushing back.
Well, hopefully the breeze will help Chris Main. Started outside the left goal post and allow the wind to bring it back. In theory, it works. And that won't. Centering ball, perhaps. Sanderlands. Alive. Keeping it was Palmer. Got rid of one. Great desperation. Kept it alive and nailed the goal.
Once again, it was the presence of the big man that I think created the confusion. He wasn't overly interested in winning the mark. Just wanted to get it to the ground. And Reece Palmer, he understood where he was going. And he probably got away with one, Shuri, that he shouldn't have. That one shouldn't have been able to evade that tackle from the big fellow, Brogan, and he was smart enough just to whip it on the boot. Moore's got to keep his feet and stay in the contest.
The NAB Rising Star in 2008. Had a knee reconstruction in 09 and has struggled to recapture that form in his debut season. Played 13 games last year but missed both finals. Career high 31 touches against Port Adelaide. Can they respond now, Port? Fife to Pavlich.
Well,
great smother. Outstanding from Chaplin, but Pavlich gets it back and he'll reload. He'll go in the direction of Bradley, who leaves it, and Palmer once again takes the mark.
Well, Chaplin made up for a pretty ordinary effort. He just tried to be a bit cute. And he overran the football, but then he just got back and almost gave his side another opportunity.
Boys just starting to sprinkle a little bit down here, so expect a bit of rain later in the game.
So Palmer will line up for his second consecutive goal. Tight angle, and it's comfortably covered by Reece Palmer.
He's done well, sure. He has done a fair bit of work on his kicking. It was a problem for him in his opening couple of years. And when you go back and slot them, as he has done today, it adds a hell of a lot more bonus to your performance.
Look, one thing about him is that, he's a ball magnet, Jared. He knows where to go, and he's been cruelled by injury with that knee Rico. But that is a good finish from a left foot. As a matter of fact, he turned it back the other way. Pavlich, great finish from the wing, though, in the forward 50.
Two goals to Reece Palmer. And it's back out to a 47-point lead to Fremantle. After Port kicked the opening 3 goals of the term, Westhoff has his turn at Sandilands. Hard off the line was Boat, went to ground. Fife wrapped up, good tackle. And that was from Jacobs. Phillips continues to find a bit of ball for Port Adelaide. Schultz has to go. Broughton will get there first. And did well. Crichton. Farland. They go back to go forward. Mundy. Never seems to be flustered, David Mundy. .37 of a possible 139 games since debuting David Mundy. Round 6, 2005. Averaging 28 disposals with a high this year of 30.
Boy, Stephen Salopak's taken off his substitute jacket. And looking to come on. I think Daniel Pearce will be the player substituted out, boys.
Daniel Pearce substituted out.
And he had the 6 possessions.
It's been a fall of grace, hasn't it, from Daniel Pearce? Yep. He's got to try, he's got to learn to win his own ball. And I know he's only light, but you have to win your own ball. You're too easy to tag when you only link up, and that's all you do.
Hiddard links up with fellow debutant O'Shea. It's a wobbly ball. Attacking it was Logan. Did it beautifully. Got it to Corns. Feeds a handball to Boak. Back to Logan. They don't have too many options. Logan wants someone. Eventually finds that person. That's Broadbent. Chips it over the top to Jacobs. Some of the young kids are certainly lifting their rating. And Jacobs will thump it long. Thomas will think about it. Bradley did go. Couldn't take the mark. 30 out from Port's goal. A chance for another one. Phillips needs to get a handball away and did, but found a Fremantle player in lower.
Just not clean enough there, Port.
No.
Just a couple of inexperienced players, but genuine opportunity.
Mundy's always clean. Got it to Broughton. Towards Fife. Pushed underneath the ball by O'Shea. A win this afternoon for Fremantle. And a loss for Sydney and Hawthorn means the Dockers will go to 6th. Came into the game in 8th, and Hill, back of the pack, had it, maybe spent it before he got it. Goes back. Good tackle by Trengove. And now Port Adelaide. Motlop. Unkind bounce. Pittard continues to impress and find some space and has some speed. 3 bounces. You won't get him, Kepler. Could have had a fork to Schultz on the stretch. Couldn't take the mark. Gray. One way, then the other. Intelligent. They've got numbers inboard. Goes to Salopek. The substitution activated. Goes deep. Phillips worked his way to the front. It's alive. Crichton had some work to do and he did it well.
Kepler Bradley's hurt. He's coming off. Swatter.
All right, stay with it, Shorey. Jacko will be all over it shortly, but in the meantime, Fife takes possession. And if you're just joining us for the first time this afternoon, scoreboard mightn't reflect it, but this is a much better performance in this third term from Port Adelaide. But Pearce.
Here's Ballantyne, just come off the bench up to change.
And he will get a great kick. Has some time to bounce it, measure up the goal and put it straight through. That hurts.
Well, it came against the flow of play and probably emphasises the disparity between the two, Shuri. The other end of the ground, Port Adelaide did all the hard work, but they lost possession, and then just by weight of keeping control of the football and some smart interchange work as well, they just whipped it forward just when you thought Port Adelaide were about to get a goal. The rebound went Fremantle's way, and Ballantyne gets on the scoreboard.
All right, let's go boundary side. Kepler Bradley got his issues.
Yeah, he did. It was when Pittard was having that run, as you can see, and Salopek come over the top there. Just his leg, he grabs his lower leg, his left lower leg. He's up on the boundary. He's just trying to have a bit of a jog. He'll come back on, boys.
Tell you what, Jacko, it's sometimes you get an injury, you can cause a goal. Your coach would ask for that every time if you had to come to the bench.
Definitely.
Can't afford to lose Kepler.
No, he's been good.
A valuable player for them.
And they've got a host of injuries, and it is on between Trengove and Robertson.
And Collins and Ballantyne are going at it, boys. So there's a lot of spot fires happening out here.
And in the meantime, the man Mountain gets a free kick. Sanderlands.
Jackson Trengo, I've watched today. I think he's been involved in those little niggles about 15 times. I think sometimes it's better to go and get the nut. Go and get the ball and maybe prove the opposition you can outplay him instead of out niggling him.
A few little spot fires going on, but importantly for Fremantle, Sanderlands lining up for his second goal of the year, and he managed to squeeze it through.
Well, I think you've said it, Jared. Just the class in the end, isn't there? Ball use has been pretty ordinary, Port Adelaide. And gee, if you put the ball in front of this man, he's only kicked 2 goals for the year. Got to do a lot better than that. He's got to turn into a weapon as a resting forward and maybe kick at least a goal a game and get his time when he kicks his 2 or 3.
Well, he's a formidable force. We know that. He can add that to his game, Shuri. It's a ripper.
So Jackson Trengo still not happy with something out there.
Got to just concentrate. Concentrate on what your job is.
Pretty forlorn looking Daniel Pearce, who's been subbed off, replaced by Salopek. 59-point lead to Fremantle. They've responded well after Port Adelaide kicked the opening 3 goals of the term. They managed to scrub it forward. Schultz goes to ground, did very well. Thanks, cheers from a small smattering of Port Adelaide supporters this afternoon. How many, Shuri? 15?
Yeah, maybe 15,000.
A bit of inflation. Nice kick from Jay Schultz and spots up Robbie Gray.
Pretty average defence by Freo. I mean, there was a hole to be filled. No one bothered to get down and fill it. And Jacko, we've got a positive news for Freo with Kepler back on.
Yeah, certainly. He just was run up down the boundary line, and he's back on, which is positive news for him and for Fremantle.
And let's hope that Robbie Gray can continue his goal-kicking accuracy in the third term, because he now has 3 goals for the quarter.
Well, I agree totally, Jared, on that lack of defensive work then. I think good sides and sides are going to play finals. By the time this free kick was given and taken, they would have had numbers in those spots straight away. And that's where Fremantle probably maybe still working on their defensive part of their game. That was just too long to get that spot and too easy to get that kick inside that 50 area. So they're still learning that defensive part of the game, even though they're working offensively well today.
Three goals to Robbie Gray. It's 4 goals apiece in this third term. And Bradley is back on, which is a good sign for Fremantle.
And in the ruck with a knee injury, he just had 2 minutes. That's a hard go. Well, he didn't have to go for it then, did he?
So they've got Nate Fife inside 50 all on his own with Pittard, Jared, and they've got all the other Fremantle players up the ground.
Yeah, they want to just get it and get it into space. They're going to back Fife against whoever they throw at him, in particular Well, had Pittard, who wouldn't be able to go with him in the air.
Darting away from the clearance was Logan. Beautiful delivery, finds Westhoff nicely. It was good play. Quiet afternoon for Justin Westhoff, coming up for possession number 10, goalless at the moment.
Well, there's been a trend in the clearances from centre bounces. As soon as one Sandy lands goes off, normally Port Adelaide get a few.
Got a chance to win the game against Gold Coast. Oh. Touched off the boot to live and well. Corns leapt high, but he was shut down, including Main and others. And Moore gets up. A lot of players around the ball. Every player in the forward half for Port Adelaide. Brogan. Selipek had it. Mundy came away with it. Chatlin's kick was smothered. Comes out the back of the pack. Lively as Phillips' kick is on its way, but it's very wide.
Well, sure, you highlighted it earlier, and again, that just, I think, was evidence that this young guy can play, but he's just got to get a bit cleaner under pressure in and around traffic. Yeah, he just grabbed that, threw it on his boot. Didn't really get full control of it. There's been a couple of fumbles for what's been a pretty impressive showing.
It was a compensation pick in exchange for Nathan Cracker, Simon Phillips. Ballantyne, and they are out the back door. Robertson can run, and running for him is Fife. Robertson made him work very hard for it. Poor handball. Fife will go again, pushed off the ball. Phillips gets involved. Willing contest from a number of young players for both teams, and Mundy, a bit of experience, sees it out.
Gee, they were out then, didn't they? Just a shocking, too much on it from Robertson. Fife couldn't control it, but they were out and gone, Fremantle.
He didn't need to have the bounce, did he?
Nah.
Robertson. Top 5 disposal winners. Fife on top of the tree and gets another one.
Ooh,
good contest. Lower did well.
Oh, Hartlett saw it too.
Jacobs, chipping ball. Motlop risks by. Selipet can run. Doesn't have a lot on. And he asks something of his forward further up the ground.
What he also did, Swatter, was look into the middle for one of the midfielders to present up for him, and no one was working hard enough, sure.
Yeah.
Main works hard. Doesn't know any other way. Important player in this Fremantle forward 50.
That's a great.
Pavlich was good. Just opened it up nicely, Shorey, for the skipper to run into that space.
Well, the man on the mark, Jackson Trengo, that's when he had to niggle. That's where he had to push him off and get him away from that open space. And he just let him twice. He came in the corridor, went backwards, and then went straight at the ball carrier, Matty Pavlich. Like, this man's a champion, but that's a learning curve for Jackson Trengo.
2 goals, 1 from his 18 disposals so far for Matthew Pavlich. Kicked the opening goal of the game. Can be harshly judged with his ability to kick straight. Perhaps that's why.
And before you're talking about the attendance, boys, 16,274 people here at Amy Stadium.
Thanks, Jacko. Matthew Pavlich came into this, this game with 3 goals, 9 from his 7 games. He has played predominantly in the midfield this year. He's averaging 27 disposals. Ballantyne can't get rid of a determined Pittard, but he managed to find boot to ball and found Clancy Pearce top of the square.
Well, he just was tenacious, trying to get something. He had goal in mind, but in the finish, he just got boot on ball. And it provided an opportunity for them to slot through another one.
Opening 6 rounds for Swan Districts in the waffle. He's played the last 2. Has got 1 and comfortably has his 2nd.
Sure, I'm a big Adapati fan, Carlisle fan, but it's these things where it's just a little bit casual.
It's lazy, doesn't it?
That hurts him and hurts his team. He's got 3 or 4 more gears of desperation and attention to detail to go up, and he could be anything as a fullback.
I still think he's got to be more aggressive when they've got the ball in their hands to link up. Yep. Chaplin does it, but he doesn't do it enough. He should learn off his own teammate.
Boys, Hamish Charlotte's just gone down the race to get some attention. So I'll let you know the outcome there.
Thanks, Jacko. 2 goals to Clancy Pearce. 10-goal margin. And the man that set up the goal to Pearce, he's getting some work done, Hayden Valentine. Oh, Shark beautifully was Mundy again. Towards Bradley. Trengove looks reasonably tired, Shorey. He trails in Kepler Bradley, who's not overly quick, and Kepler got it rid of him, pinned his ears back, likes the goals, kicks on its way, but it's to the near side.
It would have been one for the highlights reel for Kepler.
Here's the centre bounce. How's this for a tap, Jared?
Nice.
That is beautiful. To the player who was just forward of the knockout, and he knew it was going there every second.
And Mundy.
He's done a finger, I would say.
On top of his right elbow. And if you're a midfielder, you'd just be picking up Aaron Sandlands every training session, buying him lunch and coffees all day, every day, wouldn't you, Shorey? And Motlop with some space and time to assess an option forward. Gray. He gets a fortunate bounce. Has he got the evasiveness? He has. Ignores Phillips. That was a good option. Got it to Schultz, who kicks the goal.
Sorry, that was brilliant play by Robbie Gray. That was world-class football. He protected the zone. He protected the drop. He read the drop better. Have a look. He's back. He comes back between 2 players and then gives it off. I'm not sure what he has against Phillips, but he missed Phillips again.
Well, he thought he's fumbled a couple of times, Jared. He thought, no, I'll go the safe route. But he's a smart player, Robbie Gray.
Yeah,
he's been the most dangerous forward all day.
Three goals in this term to Robbie Gray, and a terrific goal assist there.
Dislocated fingers are always a problem, and they're also a problem if you get them stood on.
Fremantle by 55 points, 4 minutes to play this third term. Came into this game, the Dockers, off a loss to West Coast and Richmond over the last fortnight. And Port Adelaide, desperate for their second win. Their only win this year against their crosstown rival, Adelaide, round 4, 32-point victory. Sandilands definitively.
Oh, the umpire goes
down. Stuart Wen. And eventually Pittard. Bit of light amusement for the Port Adelaide supporters. Pittard can go again, can give a handball off, no, decides to head down the line. Great kick on his wrong side, finds Selipek. Broadbent worked hard into a bit of space. And Selipek chisels towards Westhoff, and that's a poor kick.
Not sure who he was actually aiming at.
The umpire gone down. They'll probably get a fine for that, but it was on a sideway contact, not from behind going into that space, but I think they normally fine him.
Kick from Mundy was good. Found Broughton up towards Main.
Good body
the
work.
body.
Oh, a bit smart with the handle.
Fife has got to go back and track his ball. Good tackle by Motlop.
Yeah, and a good decision from the umpire. He had full control and just let it bobble out.
Pettigrew has got the corridor to himself and casually strolls away from half-back. Second bounce through the middle of the ground.
Got to find a target.
And that is Gray, who has to go.
Well, when you bounce the ball twice like that and have no pressure on you, you're saying, I have to hit the target here. And on that occasion, didn't find it. Not good play by Michael Pettigrew. One of the problems
because he ignored Schultz.
Yep. Well,
Schultz was 30 metres away. Just had to go short.
You're saying you're taking the kicking on, Jared. Yeah, you're right. You have to find it.
Pavlich has found a bit of it. 20 disposals. Mundy almost had it.
Matty Pavlich's disposal has been pretty ordinary this year. Not just goal kicking, but around the ground he hasn't been that effective either. Normally makes better choices than that. Going at 56% at the moment, which for a star is not great.
Yeah, good point, Shorey. Selipek, who replaced Daniel Pearce. Not his best disposal. Next month for Port Adelaide, they're off to Darwin to take on Richmond. The Blues back here, the bye, and then West Coast at Patterson Stadium.
Well, when you're in the bottom of the ladder, Swatter, they're all tough games.
Absolutely.
They've just got to find some spirit and play, find that magic that propelled them to 3 goals at the start of this quarter. And they've had a fair crack, I reckon, in this term, Shuri.
Oh, no doubt.
Thomas just bullocked his way free, got it to Jacobs intelligently, and Thomas goes at Broughton. Play continues on. And Chaplin arrives, just a steady influence.
Yeah, it's good work from Matthew Thomas. It was focused at the ball. not at the man, and he just bulldozed his way through. It was great work.
Brogan, nice work, got it down to Moore. Goal square unguarded, bouncing ball. He gets a kind one.
Another goal from the clearance for Port Adelaide. They'd be pleased with that. This one was a little bit fortuitous in that it rolled accurately, but good work from the kid. Just getting in and getting first possession. And a great tap from the captain, Dean Brogan.
And there's Brogan up against Bradley. That's when they're on top in their clearances. Well done to Andrew Moore. Just knew that as pressure came, he had to get it on the boot quick. Realised the situation. Well done.
Andrew Moore taken with pick number 9 in the 2009 National Draft.
And boys, Tendo Mzongo is doing a lot of warm-up here. One would suspect he'll play the last quarter, come on for his AFL debut. But Jared, who would you take out of Fremantle's lineup?
Give me a couple of seconds for that one, Jacko.
Well done to Andrew Moore. It's his first AFL goal. Short career, and they work it free. Sandilands to Crowley, got rid of Trengove a little bit too easily. Up towards 5, protected the ball, but I like the look at Pittard. He goes again. That's terrific work from the young man.
Well done. Probably go for Roberton, so it's 1 for 1 off the half-back.
Yep.
If you wanted to make a statement, maybe Stephen Hill.
Ooh, that'd be a statement.
And Sandilands got there first. Good work by O'Shea. Trengove. O'Shea again needs to get rid of it somehow.
Stephen Hill's had 7 possessions, Jared, so not having an impact. Maybe with that knee that there is an issue about it, but he hasn't got strapping on it. He might need the rest injury-wise if it is a bit sore. He doesn't look to have the explosive pace that we know he's not renowned for.
So in the shadows of three-quarter time, the Dockers in total control here. It was a good start for Port Adelaide in this third term. Kicked the opening 3 goals before Fremantle slammed on 4.
Come round a little bit. Yep, that's it.
This man on screen has become a real important component of Fremantle moving forward, Jared.
Well, it's keeping Jack Anthony out of the side. He was in for 2 minutes and then he was out. Pretty high price for a recruit, Jack.
Rarely misses this year, Kepler Bradley. And he continues his fine run in front of goal.
Well, he's been fantastic, hasn't he? I thought his career was nearly ended 2 years ago. There's no doubt. I think a lot of people, other people did too. But look, he works hard most of the time. He's got a bit of flexibility. He's played in defence before, but he's been a goal kicker this year, and they've just found another avenue, which I think they've needed at times because they haven't been very impressive a lot of times. But to then go in the ruck, we saw him hurt his knee and then went back in the ruck just before. Look, well done, congratulations. Worked hard and he gets his opportunity.
3 goals won this afternoon, or 16-7. How about that?
Sure, I used to go to the footy with my dad at Moorabbin and stand on the cans. I'm not sure why he couldn't do that.
That is sensational. That's a circus act, there's no doubt.
Still reckon Jacko would have him covered for the bicep area. Shorey.
Jacko would hold a man up like that, don't worry about the kid.
And Trengove did it well, he attacked it. Oh, good stretching mark from Westhoff.
Got to go quick, got to go quick. There's 4 Freo players trying to get into the hole.
Schultz worked his way to the front. Had the ball, but good spoil by Duffield. His support by Salopek. Duffield went again and did very well. Numbers were against him. Fife got it to Crowley. And eventually Grover. To Duffield.
Just no urgency there from Port. They were looking for the siren. They're going forward and watching Freo run back and support. Not getting there and trying to snag another goal.
Sandilands just protected the ball. Time will beat everybody. And that's three-quarter time at 80 Stadium. And they are running away with it. Fremantle, 19 goals, 11, 125. That man there's got plenty to think about. Port Adelaide, 11-4, 70. The misery continues for the home team.